Folks, it's Nana Jail54 Janet. Hello, Wall of Shame. I have something to say. Um, Today is 9/11/2013, and 12 years ago, well, we all know what happened. And I got something brief to say, and maybe y'all can maybe pass it on in your own way. I was thinking how what I was doing, and when I was watching Good Morning America, and I saw it happen live right before my eyes, and all the guessing, what was it? Was it a small plane accident, or and then everything developed. Um, and I don't know about everyone else, but I was rocked to the bottom of my shoes. Something happened in this country that I never thought could happen to us. Um, I mean, that's the biggest thing since Pearl Harbor. And my mom, I wasn't alive then, but my mom told me about it. My mom was in the military. She joined right after Pearl Harbor. And I just want to say that two things happened. One very horrible thing and one very wonderful thing. The very horrible thing was that our country was attacked and many people died, and there are many children without fathers, wives without husbands, husbands without wives, and so on and so forth. The good thing that happened was that a majority of people turned to God. The churches were filled. People flew the flag. They were proud. They were proud of their country, and they got a renewed American spirit. And in the 12 years since then, I've watched this country 12 years ago they called out to God, help us. Help us see some light in this. Help us get through this. Comfort us. Help us make our way through this. Help us heal for those who were, whatever. But we cried out to God for his help. And in the 12 years since, we've told God, you can help us in a crisis, but we don't want you in our schools. And we don't want you in our government. We don't want you we don't want you in City Hall. We don't want you, we don't want to talk to you in school. We don't want to pray to you in school. I don't understand how we can go to him and ask him to help us in times of crisis and tell him we don't want him anywhere else. He loves us so much that he continues to be faithful to us, even though we turn our back on him. The culture has just gone downhill. We've got children that are not being raised by their parents correctly. Parents aren't going to church. They're not learning what God says. Our government is saying, some people in our government is saying this is not a Judeo-Christian country. I'm sorry. It is. It was founded that way. It wasn't found on the Quran. It wasn't found on anything else. It was Christian values, the Old Testament, the New Testament. And we need to get back there. We need to yank our children back in line. We need to get ourselves in line. We need to get ourselves, and we need to learn what God wants for our country. What God wants for us first, and then what God wants for our country. We need to vote accordingly for every office, for every opportunity we have to vote. We need to vote. I'm going to say this. If you don't hold a child's life valuable, think about it. Because some people, oh, it's not the right time. I can't take the responsibility. It didn't come as I wanted it to. It's a child. and you're killing it. If we can do that in the numbers that we're doing that, that's a sign of where our society's going. We need to look inside our hearts and look what's good for us and what's good, what God wants for us and what God wants for our country. That's all I've got to say. I want to say God bless you guys. 12 years ago today, my oldest daughter was pregnant and going to be due with our first granddaughter. And I was out of my mind trying to figure out how I was going to find a gas mask that would fit a newborn baby. That's how crazy my mind was working, because I felt like if they could do that, then they could do anything to us. And I don't want that to ever happen again to us. We need to be strong. We need to have a government that's strong, that knows what they're going to do, that doesn't shoot their mouth off before they know what they're going to do. And we need to get somebody in office that is going to stand up. We need a Ronald Reagan. We need a God-fearing man. We need someone that reads the Bible and understands. That's all I'm going to say. Love you guys, and have a thoughtful day. Subscribe, or if you don't like what I said, unsubscribe, but I'm always going to speak my heart and my mind.